everywhere, GBS.
Well, a very good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on GBS Morning Extra. It is the 18th day of the month of October 2019, and we're glad that you've joined us here on GBS, where we give you viewing beyond the limit. If you'd like to send us a comment, you can do that to our SMS. That's 21144. You can also drop us an email on info@gbskenya.com. This morning, we start with some education matters in Kisii County, where the Deputy President William Ruto has announced that the technical and vocational education training will transit all courses to the competency-based curriculum starting from January 2020. The Deputy President was speaking while he attended the third graduation ceremony of the Kisii National University.
30,000 students have enrolled in TVET to bring the 2019 figure to 363,000 students. We have also provided, through the Higher Education Loans Board, money for student tuition and upkeep to the tune of 40,000 per student per year. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the growth of this institution, which was made a national polytechnic by the Jubilee administration, closely mirrors the national trend. Enrollment has grown from 3,000 when it was an Institute of Technology in 2016 to 11,600 currently, out of which 5,200 are male and 6,400 are female. This institution is an institution with a big difference. It is the only institution where I have found more women than men in college. Congratulations to the ladies. This has exceeded the set target of 10,000 trainees for each of our 10 national polytechnics.
Well, a group of legislators from both the ODM and the ruling Jubilee Party today converged at the National Assembly and held a press conference where they talked to the media and informed the media of their long waiting for the BBI. The BBI is the initiative that was born after the handshake between the President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. The legislators believe that the BBI initiative will transform the country and eventually send it to the plebiscite.
It does not suffer the fate of Punguza Mzigo. As a parliamentary caucus that supports the Building Bridges initiative, we look forward to the report that we expect will be presented to the President and former Prime Minister in a few days. We also expect that this report will be made available to all Kenyans, and we commit, as members of Parliament, to do our part politically to ensure all Kenyans interrogate it comprehensively. We also look forward to the public participation forums where Kenyans will get a chance to discuss any proposed changes to the Constitution that will be derived from this report, and where Kenyans will get an opportunity to decide how they want their country governed to ensure every single Kenya feels included.
Ya pili ni kwamba tushukuru County Assembly kwa ile mwelekeo wamepatia wa Kenya kwa county za 47 ni county moja tu ya Uasin Gishu iliyepitisha hiyo mswada ya punguza mzigo. Na kama ilivyo ada na vile tulikuwa tumesema, kuna watu wale walikuwa wanataka kuonyesha umaarufu wao ama kutumia ile jukwaa ya punguza mzigo kupanga mambo yao ya 2022 na kuendelea kugawanyisha Wakenya na pia kutanganyisha ile serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta na legacy ile amesema anataka kutekeleza. Tunashukuru County Assembly hizi 24 katika kwa asilimia ile tunaona ni kama 99% of the counties wamesema kwamba punguza mzigo ni kitu hile haingekuwa inaweza kuelekeza ama kupeleka Kenya mbele.
We did elections in 2017 and we began the elections for campaign for 2022 in January 2018. I do not see how Kenyans are not surprised by that kind of behavior by Kenyans politicians. When you do an election, you start benefiting from that election. You start giving the president the support. You start giving the president the peace and the respect. And the Punguza Mzigo initiative was part of this harassment on the president and the BBI.
But the other substantive question that I think you have raised is as to whether the county assemblies dealt with the proposals on merit. I do not know your sources, but when a motion comes before an assembly and the motion is properly dealt with and a vote is taken, I do not know how then it can be a technical, because a vote determines the substance of the motion. And I've listened to nearly all the assemblies that have passed or declined to pass the Punguza Mzigo. And all of them have taken a vote.
Swala jingine umesema ya kwamba naibu wa rais pengine amesema hawezi kukubali katiba ibadilishwe. Mimi ningependa pia nimkumbushe, kwa sababu yeye ni wa kwanza wakati watu walipokuwa wakitengeza katiba aliyesema ya kwamba hii katiba ina makosa fulani fulani fulani, na hii katiba hatuwezi kuipitisha kwa sababu iko na makosa fulani fulani. Leo Wakenya wanasema tutaweza kupiga msasa, kufanya marekebisho machache ili kuweza kuunganisha Wakenya na kuweza kuweka nchi iwe na amani na iwe kitu kimoja. Yeye tena anarudi anasema ya kwamba hatuwezi kubadilisha. Sasa hapo sijui nani atakuwa ni mkweli na nani atakuwa ni mnafiki katika jambo hili.
Well, now we move on to the coastal region, where voters in Uganda took to the ballot just a day after chaos ensued in the area that saw the death of one person and the subsequent arrest of Aisha Jumwa, the Malindi MP. Voters and leaders in the area lauded the peaceful atmosphere as they cast their votes. Let's listen in to the next story.
Dear candidate ODM in this 17th of October 2019 by-election in Ganda Ward. I'm at Pendukiani as we speak now. This is my voting station. I've already voted and I've seen a very good number. Turnout is so positive. As of now, the report I've received as communicated by the PO here, Pendukiani, I say that we have a turn-up of 106 who have already voted, and I can see the queue is so long. So I really appreciate.
Nimekuja saa 12 asubuhi. Saa nishapiga kura na saa kura zaenda sawa. Watu wako kwa foleni wanapiga na kutoka. Usalama umewekwa vizuri, hakuna shida kabisa.
Nashukuru wakazi wa Uganda kufikia sasa kwa sababu wamejitokeza kwa wingi despite kuwa na kimvua wakati wa asubuhi, lakini watu bado wakatoka kwenye mvua wakaingia vituoni mapema. Tena kinachofurahisha zaidi ni ile amani ambayo watu wameweka mpaka sasa. Kumekuwa na tetesi pengine huenda kukawa na mvutano ama pengine kukawa na tension, lakini tunashukuru kwamba watu hawakutishwa na mambo hayo. Wamejitokeza, wamepiga kura kwa vizuri. Kufikia sasa tumezungukia vituo kadhaa na tumeona mambo yakienda.
Now, we still stay in the coastal region where the Malindi MP Aisha Jumwa was released by the court. The court said that it did not find any reason to hold the MP for 21 days as earlier requested by the public prosecutor. At the same time, legislators from Nairobi women legislators from Nairobi traveled all the way to Mombasa to show their solidarity with Aisha Jumwa after her release.
This court is of the considered view that the respondent may assist the police in investigations of the alleged offense without being in detention. So in the interest of justice, the application dated the 16th of October 2019 is disallowed to the extent that the respondent shall be released on bond of Kenya shillings 1 million, each with one surety of similar amount, or in the alternative, each may execute a cash bail of Kenya shillings 500,000. Further, the respondent shall present themselves to the DCIO Malindi to assist in investigation of the alleged offenses. That is on the 22nd of October 2019. Any further summons shall be issued by the DCI.
We are here in Mombasa as members of parliament from both the National Assembly and Senate in solidarity with Aisha Jumwa, Honorable Aisha Jumwa, Member of Parliament for Malindi. The reason we came here is because we've been working with Aisha Jumwa, not just today or yesterday, but also when she was under siege by the ODM party when they were actually throwing her out of the party. We are the people who addressed the press conference and put pressure. Today, we want to thank the judiciary. We want to thank the judiciary for actually releasing Aisha Jumwa, notwithstanding request and objection from the prosecution. We are aware that the prosecution had demanded to hold her for 21 days for unknown charges or suspicions that she could have been involved in an incident that occurred in Malindi. But we just want to actually condemn the entire DCI activities. Lately, he seems to be targeting MPs that are associated or affiliated with the Honorable, the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto.
The Republic of Kenya ni republic ambayo kila mtu ako huru na association na kutangamana na yeyote ambaye angetaka kuwa pamoja na yeye. Kwa hivyo hiyo maneno ya watu kuonewa kwa sababu wako katika mlengo fulani, kwamba wana msupport mtu fulani, wako tangatanga, wako kieleweke, wajue hii ni Kenya na tuko na uhuru kufanya na kukaa na wale ambao tunataka. Ingine ambao ningependa niseme,
what we are saying is what has happened in this country has been extremely sad. They have taken us back to the old constitution when people used to be arrested. The reason why this country and Kenyans decided that we must have the rights of the arrested person set out in the constitution is to ensure we don't go back to the days when people would have arbitrary arrest by the police. One, the police had no business going to arrest someone at 1 o'clock in the morning. She's a senior citizen in this country. It is possible to summon her and she can go voluntarily to the police station. And to go at 1 a.m. shows extreme malice on the part of the police officers.
Mimi nashukuru kwa ile nafasi ndogo ambayo tumeipata ya kumtoa mama wetu ambaye alikuwa amekuwa hapa tangu juzi, na pia vile nataka kuongeza kitu ambacho kinanitia uchungu sana. Kitambo Aisha atende kile kitendo alichotenda, kulikuwa kuna makosa yanafanyika. Kwa nini serikali ama polisi ama IBC hajachukua hatua yoyote? Manake saa hii inasemekana Aisha, lakini kwa nini Aisha afanye vile alivyofanya? Kulikuwa na sababu, mbona ile sababu haichukuliwi kama ni kitu cha muhimu? Pia hiyo haki.
Well, moving on to other matters now, a video was released on social media today of the chaos that ensued in Ganda, showing the MP assaulting a woman and a man without any provocation. Aisha Jumwa had earlier denied having even assaulted anyone, but then here is what the video recording has. Now, in a separate incident, a policewoman was caught on camera complaining and emotionally expressing herself over what she termed as oppression by her bosses. The policewoman spoke emotionally of what she's been going through for about 19 years of her service in the police.
Very sad, yani ni mbaya sana. Sitaki kutumia hii. Ona, afande. Mkuje tu hapa mueleze ukweli, siwadanganyi. Niko tayari munifute kazi, siogopi. Wacha nirudi kwa umaskini Turkana. Kama kuoleka kwangu kwa Mluya hapa ama kwa askari mwenzangu ndio inaniletea shida.
Now, moving on to other matters, a group of senior citizens petitioned the parliament in what they termed as failure by the government to actually implement a promise that was made earlier to them. The group of senior citizens also decried what they termed as lack of funds in their NHIF insurance fund.
Hizi za inua jamii. Tumepitisha, tumeomba serikali hakikisha kwamba hizo pesa zinapatikana kila mwezi jinsi walivyotuahidi. Ya pili, kuna hizi kadi za NHIF. Serikali ilituahidi ya kwamba itakuwa ikizilipia hizo kadi za national NHIF. Watu wazee na kina mama wajisajili. Wamejisajili.
Moving on to other matters, back here in Nairobi, the Union of Caregivers in Kenya have threatened to down their tools. The union workers now say that they are not being paid their dues as promised by the government, and also they want other working conditions that they say are not worthy to be changed. Here is a bite from the story.
I'm Peterson Washira. I'm the National Chair for Kenya Union of Clinic Officers. And we are here today to give a strike notice because of some concerns that have not been addressed. And so I read. So we wish to express our displeasure and discontent on the manner in which the employers, that is the 47 counties and national government collectively as the employers, have continuously and deliberately mishandled our collective bargaining agreement, diploma internship pay, scheme of service, and promotions. We wish to inform our members and the public that our right to fair labor practices, right to fair remuneration, reasonable working conditions, and collective bargaining under Article 41 of the Constitution continue to be contravened with impunity by the employers. Despite extra budgetary allocation to the Ministry of Health on the Presidential Internship Program, and the fact that all other interns in the Ministry of Health are paid except our diploma clinic officer interns, the ministry has remained non-committal on the payment of stipend, and the union fears that there are ill-intentioned and deliberate efforts to deny our interns of this entitlement under the PSC internship policy.
Now, some good news in what the country has come to know as the Big Four agenda, the housing sector. Some 228 units of the Park Road affordable housing projects that have been long awaited are now ready, which is to mean the first phase of the government project is complete.
The main aim of the government's national housing project, which is also one of the pillars of the Big Four agenda, is to ensure that at least 1 million Kenyan families become homeowners. Transport Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Cabinet Secretary James Macharia said that the houses will be given out to deserving and qualified Kenyans before the end of the year. He added that they have identified some sites for slum upgrading and improvement of informal settlements. He also encouraged Kenyans of all walks to register themselves at Boma Yangu portal and make voluntary contribution for the upcoming projects. He said the purchase model will include outright sales, tenant purchase, subsidized mortgage, sale to members of cooperatives, and employer-employee facilitated housing, among others. The founder and executive chairman of Homes Universal, Daniel Ojinjo, said that apart from the housing projects, there are exhibitions that have been constructed with their original aim being to create an opportunity where players in the industry could network, showcase their products, get feedbacks from customers. Reporting for GBS Morning Extra, I'm Beatrice Modoni.
Now, moving on across the borders, the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, has expressed his satisfaction and gratitude to the South African government in what he termed as taking good care of asylum seekers and refugees in the South African country.
Referencing South Africa's decades of hospitality and open-door policy towards refugees and asylum seekers, Grandi commended the country for its effort to encourage their socio-economic inclusion.
I came here to look at the situation of refugees and asylum seekers and to discuss with the government how best to improve the way in which this country is receiving asylum seekers, is dealing with their case, and is ensuring that in this country they are safe, they have access to service.
During his visit, Grandi met with NGO partner agencies, business leaders, key government officials, refugees, and asylum seekers. Grandi also met President Cyril Ramaphosa as well as Home Affairs Minister Aaron Matsoaledi. With both, he had frank and constructive discussions about the situation of refugees and the asylum seekers in the country in a broader context of its migration challenges. The refugee chief also visited Jules High School, an inclusive secondary school that enrolls over 900 students, including refugees, asylum seekers, and South African nationals.
There is also anxiety about pressure on foreigners, migrants, that includes refugees as well. The President has been very clear that this country does not tolerate violence. This is a country born out of a fight for freedom against injustice. So it has to uphold these values very high, and it does.
Reporting for GBS Morning Extra, I am Wawira Doreen.
It is more difficult to have refugees, migrants accepted.
Now, following the Turkish offensive on Syria, a new wave of refugees was spotted making their way down to Iraq. The situation in Turkey, the situation in Syria has escalated, with more international organizations coming in and asking Turkey to come easy on civilians, especially on areas that have no armed resistance.
As foreign powers fight for control of northeast Syria, a new wave of refugees is moving into Iraq due to fear. Aid groups present said that more than 1,000 Syrians had crossed the Iraqi border in the days since US troops pulled back and Turkey moved in to push Kurdish-led forces from its southern frontier. Squatting in the shade of northern Domi's camps this week, many of the new refugees looked shell-shocked. Children were jittery, their parents too looked tired and worn out to speak. Few Syrian Kurds who crossed the border thanked God for surviving, especially because of fleeing their country due to the bombings and air raids they have been through. As the contours of an agreement remained unclear, Turkey rebuffed US calls for a ceasefire and pushed on with its offensive, demanding the Kurds fighters lay down their arms.
Well, via that's all we had prepared for you this morning on GBS Morning Extra. We do hope that you'll join us again. Today being a Friday, we have lots of entertainment lined up for you. But before we do that, we'll take a look at what the sports world has for us with Kevin Nyariki. From me here is bye-bye. See you again next week on Monday, God willing. My name is Timothy Omondi. Bye-bye for now.